Okay, like I said, this is our very first session of In the Know Tips and Tricks for Evolve 365. We wanted to start this weekly series to give you some simple and easy tips that anyone can go back to their desk and quickly implement. We know your time is valuable, so we're going to keep these sessions to no more than 30 minutes, sometimes even less, and we'll push the topics out monthly. So when you signed up for this session, you only had to sign up once to get the monthly series, and that's what we're going to keep with. So about mid-month in May, you'll see the series come out for June, and we hope that that makes it a little bit easier to attend and easier for you to keep track of. So I'm your host for today, Tonya Kaiser. I'm the Evolve 365 Trusted Advisor. I have more than 15 years experience in project and document management, and that's across multiple industries, including technology, legal, construction, and nonprofit. What I do here at Planet is make sure that our customers with Evolve 365 are getting the top quality information, coordination, and planning services that they need. Part of my joy in this job is giving out some of these tips and tricks to other people and letting them know that there are little things that you can do to make a big impact on your everyday work. If you have any questions when we're done here, feel free to send me a tweet, or you can also reach out to me on LinkedIn. And of course, you can always find more information about Planet and Evolve 365 at our website, go-planet.com or o365support.com. So a little bit about Planet. They've been supporting the Microsoft stack for over 18 years. You'll see that we've got several awards: 6-time Microsoft Federal Partner of the Year, 5-time Microsoft State and Local Partner of the Year, 5-time Microsoft Windows Partner of the Year, and we're one of 35 Microsoft NSP partners in the US. The other one that I would like to mention is we are the 2015 Microsoft Cloud Services Partner of the Year as well. We do offer full services for the entire Microsoft Cloud and Productivity Suite, including advisory, deployment and training services, mobile application development and solutions, and strategic business consulting, including technology, compliance, and security guidance. So business email basics. This is where we're going to get into the meat of it for you. We want to make sure that Outlook is working for you and not the other way around. So we're starting out with the backbone of business communications today because this really does set the level for most business communications. In-person meetings are great when they can happen. Virtual meetings are a wonderful alternative, especially for remote workers. But email is still the glue that holds everything together. And there's no way that you're really going to get away from email. So we hope today that our tips will have your email working better to fit your needs. The first one that we're going to tackle is your email signature. So much like a business card, this is your calling card in the business world, and you should always have an email signature as your contact information. So if you think about your email signature as a business card that you're handing out, we get business cards at events when we come across somebody. Sometimes we will enter that information. Sometimes that business card gets put on a desk and then it's not thought of. So since emails are so prevalent in the business community, you want to make sure that your contact information is front and center. The other thing about that is it makes people more likely to respond to you since we all have multiple devices nowadays. If I pull up an email on my phone and I don't have that person's phone number in that email, I'm less likely to make a call to them because now I've got to go look that up somewhere. So we want to make sure that you've got your key contact information in your email signature. And you want to make sure that your email app is set up to always include the signature on new emails and replies. Some people do hesitate to put in a reply email. It doesn't have to be your full email signature. It can be your name, phone number, and email. But it's really important because you never know which part of an email thread somebody's going to come across and be looking for your contact info. So one other thing that you can do with your email signature is include hyperlinks. So you have your company's website, maybe your social media accounts, and you also want to remember to set up that signature across all of your devices where you access your mail. So one thing that is a little bit of a pain for people is you can't go into an app and then set the signature and have it carry across. You do have to go into each device or maybe even each mail app and set up that signature. But once you have the first one done, you can easily go and copy that across devices. So I'm going to show you very quickly how you would set up your email signature. Now we are going to go through multiple apps. So here we've got just basic Outlook. I've just added a personal email account. And this is Outlook 2016. It will look a little different if you're working off of 2010 or 2013, but you should find the same features. So the first place I want to go is to my File menu. And in this case, we want to go to Options. This brings up our Outlook Options window. So this is in a little different location if you're working on an older version of Outlook. And we want to go to the Mail tab. And right here we can see that we have an option for signatures. Now I've already got mine filled in. You can see I've got a standard one, and this has my planet info. And then I've got a reply one, which is just a little bit shorter. Now I'm going to go ahead and create a new one just to show you the process. You've got a basic editing box, and you can just simply type in that. You can put in your info. And as I mentioned, social media, you can also put in those links as well. Now, one thing about the social media links, you can highlight that, come over, and make that an actual hyperlink. Now, this is something that is specific to Outlook. When we go to the Mail app in just a little bit, you'll see that you don't have those options. So just like that, I've created a new signature. I can click Save, and you'll see over here, we're going to get to this a little bit later as well, I have different email accounts, and I can choose for new messages, what email signature do I want? And for replies, I have a reply one. So this is the basic way you set up your signature once, you never have to worry about it again, and now on any new message, it's automatically inserted for you. On any reply, it's automatically inserted for you. Now the great thing about having multiple signatures set up is that if I come in here and type a new email, you'll see it inserted my signature, but I always have the option to come in and change that signature. So maybe I want it to be my full-blown Planet email. So you still have the flexibility, and of course, if I wanted to, I could just come in and delete that. But having that set up is the thing that you want to remember to do. So this is an Outlook. I'm going to toggle really quickly to the Mail app in Windows 10. Now this one I have to set up a brand new account. Since I've already signed in with multiple accounts here, it's going to remember some of the information for me. And this is the specific account for Windows 10. You would also see this if you have a Surface as well. If we can get it to work. And if not, we will switch to the Outlook web app. Let me try one more time. And let's leave that blank. There we go. So while this is populating the email account, this is the Mail app. So it's a lighter Mail app, and you will have some options. It should bring me to the Mail screen shortly. Okay, let me go ahead and close out of that and reopen it and see if it now adds the Mail. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and skip this one since it seems like it's not wanting to add that email account, but I am going to show you my next app for Mail, and that is Online. So if you have an Office 365 account, you will also use the Online Mail app as well. Now this is a demo account that's been pre-populated with some emails, but you can see it's very, very similar to Outlook. It's going to be familiar to you. In this case, you're going to go for the gear settings, and you can see you've got options for automatic replies, display settings, and if we scroll down, we also got a mail setting similar to Outlook. Now, there are different views. For Outlook, you may not see this full menu. You may see something that just has very basic, menus. This is actually the full menu, and I can click on email signature just like I can in Outlook. Since I already set it up once in Outlook, I'm just going to paste in what I copied, and it retains those links. Now, if I wanted to add a new link, with the online web app, it does give you the option to add a hyperlink. You have to remember to click this drop down and then select the link. And then you can create that hyperlink still. So a lot of times what I see happen is people come into the Outlook web app, want to create a hyperlink, they don't find it, but it's really under that drop down. So when you're working with the online apps, you want to make sure you look for that drop down arrow. And of course, we've got to save that. And now we've got our email set up. So the key thing that we want to remember when we're setting up these email signatures is set them up at each app that you're going to use, whether that's Outlook, the Mail app for Windows 10 or a Surface device, the Outlook web app, And the same thing for your mobile devices. So on your phone, when you go and set up your email account, you want to make sure that you log in and set up the signature there. But again, once you set that signature up once, you can just copy and paste into each of those apps or devices. So the other thing that we want to talk about with email is search. Again, since email controls so much of the business that we do, a lot of information is contained in our inbox. One of the things that does happen specific to the Outlook app is it defaults your inbox to searching all of that particular mailbox. So if you've got a lot of mail, you're going to have an issue there where it's going to slow down searches, or it's going to give you results that you really don't want to see. So that could be deleted items, sent items, and then what sometimes happens is you click on a deleted item and you accidentally reply to it, or you delete a thread that you thought was in the inbox but it happened to be in one of your filtered mailboxes. So a very, very quick way to take care of that is to make sure that your search is set to only the current folder. So I'm going to switch over to Outlook right now. And again, this is specific to the Outlook box. As we get more advanced features on the online web apps, you'll probably see similar items. But in this case, we're going to come over to our File menu. And once again, we're going to go to our Outlook options. And in this case, we want to do Search. And this is a very simple thing. So if you read through it right here, it says Results, include results only from, and the default is Current Folder. But this is the key part. Current mailbox when searching from the inbox. That means when you're specifically searching from the inbox, it's going to search everything. We want to go ahead and change that to the current folder. And just by changing that radio button and clicking OK, we've now streamlined our search. So if I were to come in here and go to my sent items, you'll notice that my search is only searching the current folder. On my inbox, I've just made that change, so now I see the current folder as well. I still have the option to check all mailbox and search my home mailbox if I'm really wanting to deep dive for searches, but now the default is only the current folder. So that's a very, very simple change that can really speed up your email searches and just streamline that for you. Going back to our demo, I'm going to show you really quickly on the online web app. Again, we go back to our options, and you'll see we've got a lot of options here for mail, and if we have other, and there's not a whole lot going on for search. So you still have quite a few options on the Outlook web app, but you can't minimize that search. And part of that is, if you think about it, you've got one search box for all of your online content. So specifically for Outlook, that's one way to streamline your searches. So going back, one more thing that we want to tell you about is multiple email accounts. So if you're like me, you've got more than one email account. You may have your work account. You may also have a personal account for, in my case, I get a lot of my social media alerts to my Outlook account that I've been demoing here today. Now, I don't want to go from online to Outlook and back and forth. When I'm signing on to a site with a browser, I know I'm signing into my specific mail account, whether it's for Planet Technologies or Outlook. But when I'm working from my desktop or from my Surface, I don't want to have to search through all of those. So I want to do it once and have everything populate in. The way that you can do that is, again, specific to Outlook. You can set up multiple accounts. This means that you can access all of your emails in one location. You do have to pay attention to what accounts you're emailing from, and you can set defaults for that. And like we went with our first tip, we want to make sure that we set up unique signatures for new email accounts and then specify which signatures to be used for each account. So I'm going to go over to Outlook. You can see I already have one email added there. And again, if we go to our File menu, we can simply add a new account. And in this case, I'm just going to add another one of my social media accounts. This is also useful if you're in the enterprise world and maybe you manage multiple user accounts. Maybe you have a marketing email or another deal that you manage and you want to maintain separate inboxes. And it's really simple. It's going to verify that account. Hopefully it does verify and we don't have any issues like we did with our mail app. And I may have just jinxed it since it says not responding. But once you do verify your new email account, you'll have two inboxes and you can toggle back and forth between them. You can set up multiple folders for each inbox. You can search each inbox by streamlining the search, only the current folder, but you have one application to go and look at all of your emails. Okay, we'll give it just another minute, and then if it does not verify, we will move on. Again, we want these sessions to be short and easy tips for you to follow, so we're trying to do at least 3 for each session. We'll cover the tip and why you may want to make these changes, and then we'll show you how to execute them. When we're done, we are going to make the recording available, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. So I'm just going to give it another second or so. And we're getting an email on an alert on that, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel. Let me try one more time since it did give me a pop-up. And as always with live demos, there's always something that comes up. I did actually test these yesterday and they were working fine, but that's quite all right. Because we skipped a couple of these, before I upload the presentation deck, I'll probably include a screenshot for the mail app and then for adding a different account. So I'm going to go ahead and click cancel on that so we can keep moving on. So these are very, very quick tips that we wanted to give you, right? How to set up an email signature and why you want to do that, and not just one email signature, but different signatures for your regular email and then for replies. Again, if you have multiple accounts in one application like Outlook, set up signatures for each email account and make sure you're specifying in your options which account uses what email signature. We also talked about streamlining search. All of these are very quick things that you can go and set up. It's changing a radio button, it's selecting something on a drop down and making sure that those selections are there. I'm going to click cancel out on that. So if you like these really, really short, quick trips, we want to let you know about Evolve 365. So Evolve 365 is a Planet Technology service. And what it really is a subscription-based help desk as a service. So these tips that I gave you, if you watched a video about them, they'd probably be 20 seconds, just guiding you through clicking that radio button for streamlining your search, specifying for a new email you want your standard signature, and for a reply email you want your reply signature. Evolve 365 offers on-demand self-help. We have thousands of videos out there across all Office applications, and also including Office 365 and SharePoint. You do have the option of adding on live support if your business needs that, and also vision and planning and a trusted advisor. So I'm going to show you really, really quickly a demo of the site. We have, like I said, thousands of videos out there, and there are 2 other Outlook ones that I did want to point out. So on our free trial site, if we were to come to the home page, apologies, I'm going back to the email to cancel that out. And let me switch back over to the trial site. So you can see we've got just a little bit of content on our trial site to let you know the types of videos that we have out there. So if I came over here and selected Outlook, you can see it already populated 2 videos for me. So these are other small changes that you may want to make in your Outlook email. One of them is prohibiting counter proposals for a meeting time. So if you're setting up a meeting and you know that it has to be 2 p.m. Central because that's the only time certain directors and C-levels can make it, you don't want anybody to respond and say, can we make that at 3 p.m.? There is a small setting that you can change in your email to make that. And again, it gives you a short video, 25 seconds, and it also gives you the text instructions as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're done. If we go back to the free trial, there's another one, automatically keep meeting requests in your inbox. So if you get an email invite for a meeting in Outlook, you accept it, it automatically moves that to deleted items. Maybe you want to keep those in your inbox. Here's a 45-second video, and again, it also gives you the instructions. Very, very quick and easy to use. And that's the great thing about Evolve, is that it gives you on-demand help very quickly. So there's just 2 sample videos. You can see that under Outlook, we have 1,200 videos. And if we were to select calendar, you can see a lot more videos under there for meetings, and it goes on and on and on, all of our content. There's quite a bit out there just on our free trial site. So that was Evolve 365. If you would like to see more, we do have a free trial. You can go to freetrial.o365support.com. Again, you'll be able to see a sample of our content. We put out some of the main apps that people use and a couple of videos. Most of them are very, very short, and they'll also tie into what we talked about today, making small changes in Outlook that'll just improve your experience with Outlook and make it work for you instead of the other way around. So many things in email we just get frustrated with and we deal with, but making these few changes can make a big impact on your daily work. So the next steps, if you're interested, please sign up for a free trial. You can always go to our website to learn more. If you do have any questions, please feel free to email us. I also wanted to let you know about 2 other upcoming Planet events. On May 4th, Microsoft is holding a big conference on the future of SharePoint. They're going to be talking about all the different changes that we're going to be seeing in SharePoint with 2016 rolling out. And after that, on May 10th, we're going to have a special webcast for Planet's perspective on that Future of SharePoint 2016 cast. So we'll have some Planet experts. Many of our people are SharePoint MVPs. You'll get our unique take on that broadcast. Just want to pause here for a minute to see if anybody has any questions. Again, we're really hoping that these series are really quick tips that you can put to use right away. We want to keep it under 30 minutes. We know your time is very valuable, and we really appreciate that you're attending our webcast. We will make our recordings available on the free trial site, so if you signed up for today and you think somebody else may be interested in seeing it, please encourage them to sign up for the free trial. They can find our videos, and again, when we push out the topics, you will sign up for these once, and then you have the whole series. You'll get an email reminder the day before letting you know, and then you will always have access to the videos if you sign up for the free trial. And with that, if we don't have any questions, we're going to go ahead and wrap a few minutes early. And I just want to thank everybody for your time for attending today.